Hello and welcome to today's reading. Today we're going to be doing a reading on the month of August. We're going to be asking what your major theme or themes will be for the month, what blessings are coming in for you, and what advice you might need. I have 4 piles for you to choose from, and to help you get a feel for what pile you might want or what's calling out to you, I included the card from the bottom of the deck. So for pile 1, we have the Ace of Wands, and this smiley stress ball. For pile number 2, we have the Two of Raindrops or the Two of Cups, and it says partnership. And these googly eyes that go either on your finger or on a pencil or something. For pile number 3, we have the Moon card, as well as this spooky little maraca. For pile number 4, we have the Three of Wands card, as well as this little spinning top. I don't think I can spin it. Ooh, look at that. Wow. So go ahead, take your time, pick your pile, and I will see you in the timestamp below. Hello, if you chose the Ace of Wands or the smiley face stress ball, then this is your reading. When we asked what major theme or themes will you have for the month of August, we got the Ace of Swords. So I think you're going to be coming to the realization about something. You're having that aha moment. A light bulb, a cartoon light bulb is appearing above your head and it's going ding. You know, you figured something out, and maybe this little smiley face is helping you visualize this for yourself, a little yellow light bulb. Ding. And maybe it's getting you excited, like, oh, I figured it out, we got there. Maybe you found out something on somebody or just of a situation that you have been perseverating over. With this Ace of Wands card as well on the bottom of your deck, it could be you going, you know, I feel like the Swords and the Ace of Wands, they both kind of give me that like, I got it, like, you know, very intellectual with the swords, very passionate with the wands. Whatever this overall theme is for you, I think it's like exciting. It's something that's been maybe bugging you for a long time. It's a breakthrough moment. When I asked for a card to expand on this, we got the Knight of Pentacles. So maybe you came to an understanding about somebody. Knight of Pentacles oftentimes reveals itself to me as like a job offer of some kind. Page of Pentacles and Knight of Pentacles, I usually think of like a job offer, an invitation to collaborate. It could also just be an earth sign person coming in with a question for you. So, I mean, this could be someone asking you out and you're like, I knew it. I knew you were going to ask me out. You know, I knew you liked me. Or it could be a job finally accepting your offer after so long of you waiting for a return email, a return call, message of any kind. It could just be that slow moving message that took forever and it's finally here, and you finally are having this like, here it is kind of moment. So then we asked, what blessings are coming in for you? The first one we got was the Knight of Wands. So since we have 2 knights here, both very different, right? As different as can be, really. We have the earth, you know, the pentacles, very slow, kind of dragging your feet, not necessarily going in the wrong direction or anything, but you're taking the scenic route. And one of my other decks, it's funny because it has the knight off of his horse, walking like 2 steps ahead of his horse. So as slow can get. Why are you not even riding your horse, dude? You know? So maybe you have these 2 things that you were waiting on, and one offer came in quicker than the other. Or let's just say you've been waiting and waiting and waiting for this thing that you really wanted. You really wanted it. So you were holding out and being patient. And then you thought, well, I'm not hearing from them. I'm just going to go with option B over here. And option B immediately is like, yeah, here you are. Here I am. Yes, whatever it is. Yes, you're hired. Yes, I want to go on a date. Yes, I want to hang out. Yeah, we have availability, like whatever it may be. When I asked for further explanation of the Knight of Wands, I got the Ten of Swords. So this is me asking about blessings. So this could be after a long time of feeling defeated, you get that rush of yes, you get that acceptance, you get that person coming in. If you've been waiting on somebody and someone was really slow and now this new person is always there ready. Yeah, maybe it's just been a lot of painstaking waiting. It could also be, again, after like a breakup. Maybe you recently did go through a breakup and you're going to realize now it's a blessing in disguise, because now you have the things that you've been hoping for, wanting, didn't get in that relationship. It could be a friend breakup. You're seeing it coming in for you now in a different way. That person wasn't the right person, but now this other person, I'm seeing like two people, two sides, two aces, two knights here. When I get, because I got a little nervous when I saw that Ten of Swords. So I asked, okay, can we get another card to explain that Ten of Swords? And I got the Judgment card. So whatever this is, this could have already happened. Whatever that is, it's just what was meant to happen. Whatever situation you were in before was not right for you. It was not, you probably already felt it. It wasn't right for you. And maybe you tried to make it work. Maybe you tried to just suck it up and go to that job you didn't like, or stay in that relationship that you weren't feeling like you in. Maybe that friend that always kind of rubbed you the wrong way, you just thought maybe you're misunderstanding something. But no, you're coming to the realization about the situation and going, okay, that was a disaster. I'm glad I'm not in it. Or this is a disaster and I need to end it so I can get to my thing. Like, I'm done waiting around forever when this is right here ready for me, And then when I asked for advice for the month of August, I got the Tower card, I got the Chariot, and I got the Ace of Swords. So for advice for the tarot card, for the Tower card, if you experienced a shakeup, this is just your advice to hang on, hold on. If whatever you're worried about happening, maybe it is a breakup, maybe it is a resignation, some sort of you standing up for yourself is really what it looks like to me. Maybe it's going to cause a shakeup, and so this is your advice to just be prepared. It may cause people to start jumping out of windows, but other people and their reactions to you standing up for yourself is not really that's not your cross to bear. That is not your burden to carry on your shoulders. If they're going to freak out, they're going to freak out. With the Chariot card here, you have somebody rushing in. So maybe you have somebody coming to your aid. Maybe you have a divine message of some kind coming towards you that you've been waiting for. Again, maybe it's just someone coming to help save the day. So if you caused some sort of shakeup with you standing up for yourself, choosing the better decision of the two, whatever it is, maybe somebody's coming in to stand up for you, stand beside you and say like, look, this is the right thing to do. She can't, or they cannot force themselves to stay in a situation they don't want to be in, stay with somebody that's not right for them, be in this space and treated unfairly. With the Judgment card, there's probably been something that's been unfair, maybe with this past Mercury retrograde. Maybe something has been really eating away at you, bugging you, and it's finally coming to the time where it's going to be righted. The situation will be balanced yet again. And with Page of Swords, again, I see that as someone that's like finally learning to stand up for themselves. The page is young energy, of course. It's under the night, but he's holding a sword. He's ready, even if he's got, he looks very willowy, very lean. So maybe there's not a lot of muscle going on. Maybe there's not a lot of training yet in those words, in the thoughts that we're trying to articulate. We don't have a lot of training in that area. But you're learning to stand up for yourself, is what I'm seeing for the month of August. You're realizing what works for you and what doesn't. You're going to have balance in the situation, and the only way to get there is by learning to speak your truth. So my advice to you is to hang on. If people are freaking out because you're finally showing that you're a person with real thoughts and a backbone, let them jump out of a window. You don't need to save them. The Chariot's coming in to save you and back you up and to say, you know what? Yeah, this Page of Swords has something to say. Let them speak. That reminds me of the Portlandia. Let them speak, about the cheerleader scene, if you know that show or just that scene, because it was going around online for a while. Oh, that cracks me up. So maybe you like that show. Maybe you like comedy. Maybe you need to watch something funny. Watch something that helps you conceptualize you standing up for yourself. If this is something you struggle with, it's not easy to learn to stand up for ourselves or to unlearn old patterns that have been ingrained into us. But I see that for you for the month of August. This is maybe even your first moment of truly standing up for yourself. Maybe the Tower moment is how you're going to feel inside, and it's okay. It's okay to feel like the old you has crumbled and that you're this new person. Every time the Tower moment happens, every time there's a death, there's a rebirth, there's a rebuilding moment, and you're probably going to rebuild better than the first time because now you know what went wrong. You know what not to do. You know what worked. You know what to do again. The Chariot could be you finally coming in with that message of what to say, what you need to get off your chest. Maybe you've been, with the Page of Swords, thinking to yourself, what's the right course of action? What should I say? What should I not say? How should I say it? The tone. And the Chariot could be you after that moment coming in with the message that you've rehearsed a million times and pictured what it would be like to actually say these things if you really let loose and got it off your chest. And I see this for you. I see this Ace of Wands, this new beginning, to be self-assured, and it's just a new beginning, right? I see that passionate new beginning. Maybe there's always been this person inside of you that is very self-assured and knows what they want and knows what they want to do and accept, and you've just always kind of let things happen to you, and now it's time for you to take life by the reins. He doesn't have reins, but in a chariot you would. It's time to take life by the reins here and do what you want to do. Now we're going to go through all of your oracle cards. For your Wild Child oracle card, we got Mirage. So maybe, again, you have been seeing a situation for what people want you to see it as, or maybe you have wanted to see things in a better light, or you've just been lied to. There's a lot of things that could be happening here, but mostly I see you've been wanting to see the good in the situation. You've been wanting to see it for something it's just not, and you finally are getting to that aha moment of, okay, this situation is never changing. That person over there is just a bag full of egg salad in a wig, or this man is 2 kids in a trench coat. Whatever it is, like you see that it's not whatever it's tried to be passed off as. And again, maybe that's the Tower moment too. Maybe it feels really jarring to go, oh my God, things aren't what they were supposed to be, but it's ultimately a good thing to not be lied to anymore, isn't it? So, tailor that to fit your situation. But That's what I see. For your Moonology oracle card, I realized the oracle ones look like an O. So O for oracle. Bring love into the situation. Love yourself, I'm hearing. If you have been lied to, if you have had the wool pulled over your eyes, if you've had a lovely pair of rose-colored glasses that someone has enforced you to wear for a while now, maybe you need to love yourself, forgive yourself for being misled, forgive yourself for being put into a situation that in the end ended up not being the best, not being right for you. Yeah, love yourself, pour back into yourself. Don't let these people fool you anymore. See past the mirage. For your Moonology manifestation card, we got last quarter moon in Virgo. Attend to the details. So if you this full moon is one that is just going to bring about a lot of breakups, a lot of endings for people. It just is astrologically the way that it is. And maybe you're somebody, again, with this mirage, with the Judgment card, with the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles versus the Knight of Wands. Maybe someone has been constantly saying little fibs here and there that you've been raising your eyebrows at. Maybe somebody has always gone back and forth. Oh, I grew up without very much in my life, and I didn't. It was really hard, and we struggled, and blah blah blah. And then they start talking about all these trips they made as a family of 5 out of the country or something like that. And you're like, wait, but how did you do that? Oh, well, we had to for work and the company paid for it. So it was like we tried to have fun, but it was mostly just my dad's work. And so it was really hard because we didn't even get to enjoy it as a vacation. Like they find ways to kind of lie to you about it. And this whole time, maybe you've been thinking, they're lying to me, but I want to believe them. I want to think the best of them. Like, why would you want to pretend you're poor, whatever the case is? And maybe it's time for you to look at the details and go, okay, if it is quacking and waddling and eating peas out of a pool and covered in feathers, maybe it's a duck, because all those details are very duck-like, yeah, love yourself enough to weed out those details and realize the truth of a situation. See past the mirage. Oh, for your self-care card, we got intuition. So you've had a feeling probably about something for a while, and you've just been like, is it this way or is it not? And it must be that way. I think you already know. You know that you have to get yourself out of a situation. You know that you have to move a different way. You know not to trust somebody. You know maybe to trust somebody. And someone's telling you, don't do it. But you're like, and what, stay with you, who finds ways to make me fold your laundry and only watch the shows you want to watch, and we only do what you want to do at the times that you want to do it. Maybe you've always had this friend that gives you this bad advice and you didn't realize how bad it was until you took a step back and went, whoa, all of the advice they give me is anything that suits them and makes me available to them or whatever. And this new person that they're trying to say isn't good for you or whatever, maybe they're so great and amazing for you because they want you to be your own person that does things for yourself, because they can do things for themselves. And now this other person knows they're going to lose you. They're going to lose that, that person that does things for them. They're going to lose their, I don't want to say servant, but I'm almost hearing like someone has been keeping you around because you benefit them and they don't have to give you those same benefits. And so it's coming to a time where you're finally like, enough is enough. I deserve good things too. It could be the Knight of Pentacles. Maybe it took a long time for that offer to come in, and this Knight of Wands is the bad guy. So anytime you ever watch any tarot reading from me or anybody, use your intuition. Since your intuition card came up, I want to talk about this. Use your intuition to assign meaning differently if it means something else to you. So if you're looking at those two Knight cards and one of them is more trustworthy and dependable, maybe even has more money, and then this Knight of Wands person is so quick, so fiery, they say whatever comes to their mind without thinking it through first, and that sort of thing. Pick the person that is for you. Pick the situation that is for you. This could go really either way. Maybe someone has been waiting for someone and they're so slow, taking forever to come in. Maybe they're bland as a person, and this Knight of Wands comes in quickly when they need them and always has something fun to say, and is just an overall passionate, fun, creative person that they enjoy and you want to keep in your life. It could go either way. Trust your intuition here. Look at the details. Love yourself first. Don't be fooled by any mirages, okay? Don't be fooled by any facade that someone tries to feed to you. For your angel answer, you got meditation brings answers. So I'm going to put it next to intuition here so you remember. I'll put it right here because there's room. But yes, meditation brings answers. If you're not sure and you keep going back and forth, I don't know what to do, because on the one hand, if I do this, this happens, and if I do this, that happens. If I do this, it messes up a lot of people. But if I do this, I'm finally standing up for myself. Whatever it is, dwell on it a little. Meditate on it. Close your eyes, eliminate distractions, lay in bed. It doesn't really matter where you are. You can be in the bathtub, in bed, out on a walk. It's really best, in my opinion, if there's no distractions and it's just you and your thoughts, as scary as that is sometimes. Go within. What is truly right for you? What is going to bring you the most peace, the most passion in life, the most stability, whatever you're looking for? Are you looking for a stable person, a slow moving, mellow, down to earth energy like the Knight of Pentacles? Are you looking for something passionate and fiery and quick and creative like the Knight of Wands? You have to decide for yourself. There is really no right or wrong answer. It's all based on the individual. The only wrong answer is to give more than you're getting in return. There's really just not a great scenario for this. Even if, say, you're in a partnership, it could be with your parents or otherwise, where someone is paying the rent and you are not, okay? Someone other than you is paying the rent, but you still pay by doing a bunch of chores and helping out, doing grocery shopping, paying for utilities even, doing yard work, things like that. Just make sure there is an equal give and take on both sides. You shouldn't be giving more, and you also shouldn't let other people be giving too much, because you don't want someone to hold something over you, So this could be the situation too. Do I want to let people take care of me, but they're mean because they feel that they can be, because they pay for something for me? Or do I want to have less money and work more and that sort of thing, but I'm stable and I'm dependable because I'm depending on myself? It could go either way, and you should trust your intuition and meditate on it if you're not sure. For your chakra card, we have rejection. Maybe you did get rejected from a job or a person or situation, or you will be in August, and it's okay. I shared this quote with another reading, but I'll share it again. If you knew that your big yes that you've been waiting for, the big one that's gonna set you up for life, if you knew that that yes was behind 100 no's, 100 rejections, wouldn't you get excited for every new rejection, new no that you received? Because you're just one more closer to the yes, to the big one. We don't want to get rejected 100 times, but like I said in that reading, Meryl Streep is somebody who was told no over and over again. She worked really hard trying to bust her butt, getting to different auditions and things, and people told her she wasn't pretty enough. People just said that she wasn't going to make it to the star, to be the center. Like, nobody would want her to be the leading woman, right? And look at her, she is just killing it. Every time we know that she's going to be in a movie, we know it's probably going to be good, right? It's okay to be rejected. It's more so how you deal with it. And so maybe with this Saturn going retrograde in Pisces situation, something's going to happen where maybe you get rejected and you need to email that company and say, hi, can you explain to me why I was rejected, so that I know what to work on for future applications? Can you tell me what you did like? Or maybe you got rejected for something and you didn't, maybe it was somebody, maybe you didn't even really like this person, but they didn't want to go on a date with you, and you're like, well, I was going to say no anyway, but why are you saying no? Maybe you have to do some inner reflection and meditate on that. Rejection does suck. It's probably never gonna feel good, but it's something we all have to deal with. And yeah, you get stronger every time you overcome a nasty feeling. Really, you really do. So it could be a test from the universe. How are you going to deal with this? And I just invite you to take it head on and say, you know what? It's rolling off my shoulder like that duck we just talked about. Water off a duck's back. For your Moon Witch card, we got transformation, shed, let go, make room for greatness. Oh my goodness. How true is this? You need to get rid of the old stuff before any new good stuff can come in. So I really see that for you. You're standing up for yourself. You're saying, I don't like the situation anymore. I'm improving it. I don't like this job anymore. I'm getting a new one. I don't like my boyfriend anymore. I'm dumping him. and I'm hopefully, if you're dumping somebody, please, please, please take some time for yourself before you jump into anything else. But yes, if you're unhappy in a relationship, upgrade yourself. Anything, whatever it is, stand up for you. Do what you need to do to get you to that higher level, to get you closer to being your highest self. Whatever that higher self person of yours does, or like would do it. Whatever you think that they would choose that. Whatever they're eating for breakfast, eat that for breakfast. Wow, I enjoyed your reading. I hope you did too. You are going to get stronger with this new month in August. Everything that you're going to deal with, you can handle. The Tower card is sometimes scary, but right here, I think it's more so you shaking somebody else up. You're going, you know what? I'm done doing this. I can't do it anymore. And however they react is up for them to deal with. You don't need to be there to babysit them crying because you told them they can't put a fork in the frickin' outlet in the wall. You're gonna electrocute yourself. I don't care if it makes you upset. So yeah, for you, they're sticking that fork in your electrical socket and you're like, look, you're gonna piss me off if you don't stop. And then they go too far, and it is what it is. So pile number 1, standing up for yourself, becoming a better version of yourself, moving on from a situation that no longer serves you. Whatever it is in the month of August, I wish you good luck. You've got this. You have wonderful cards and you have wonderful advice here. I hope to see you in a future reading, and please comment below if you found anything here resonating with you. Thank you so much. Hello there, pile 2. So if you chose the 2 of Raindrops / 2 of Cups / partnership card, or this little set of blue googly eyes, then this is your reading for the month of August. When I asked what your major theme or themes for August would be, the card that we got was emotional stability. I think that's a wonderful card. 9 of Cups, 9 of Raindrops. You're 1 cup away from total emotional fulfillment. I think this is wonderful. If you're somebody who maybe you really do feel very emotional all the time, everything affects you, everything stresses you out. When your friend is upset, you're upset. When your sister's crying, you're crying. When everybody's happy, you're happy. Maybe you really feel the tone of the room very strongly. Maybe every time, you know, a vibe shift happens, you feel it instantaneously. And maybe for the month of August, you're going to come to a point where you learn how to turn that off or down. You realize that it's not your job to feel everyone's emotions, to handle it all. When I asked for a card to explain, sorry, my dog is shifting on the wood floor. When I asked for a card to explain further on the emotional stability, we have loss in reverse, 5 of Cups in reverse. So for the traditional card, it's 3 cups spilt over and 2 cups standing up still. So perhaps you've gone through a lot of hardships back to back all at once. And it's been difficult to look on the bright side. It's been difficult to see the blessings that you still have. 5 of Cups for me, that one, I mean, it comes out a lot when someone's struggling with relationships and maybe you're constantly looking, you know, nothing has worked out and you're just in that feeling of like, oh, nothing works, nobody loves me, nothing is for me. And yet you still have those 2 cups that have been sitting there standing up this whole time waiting for you to acknowledge them, drink them, whatever you want to do with them. If you just want to pour them out too, it's your decision. But with the 5 of Cups in reversed, and in reverse, sometimes my mouth just does that to me. I see 3 cups filled and 2 cups spilt. And maybe your perspective can change here. Maybe your perspective is changing and you're realizing I have more good in my life than bad. And we have gone through a lot. This is loss in reverse. Maybe you did really just lose somebody recently, and this is finally you coming out of that moment or that feeling of despair, the feeling of nothing's ever going to be okay again, nothing's ever going to be normal again, whatever. This is you coming out of it and achieving some emotional stability with the 9 of Cups, 9 of Raindrops. When I ask for what your blessings are going to be, oh my goodness, we get generosity. So you could be generous. You could be receiving some generosity, a gift, advice. You could be getting, I don't know, maybe someone got concert tickets and isn't going anymore and they just give them to you and they don't even want money back. They're just like, hey, you're wonderful. I love you. Here, have a good time. You know, how awesome would that be? But you're receiving some sort of generosity. 6 of Pentacles. Could be unexpected help of some kind. Just I don't even want to say help. It's not even help. It's a gift. It's someone giving to you. You're not asking for this. It's someone saying, here, have it, you know, no strings attached. It's unexpected material help or gift. And yeah, I mean, it's a great card. Loss in reverse, emotional stability, 9 of Cups. Great cards. Wow, August is going to be good. And then we got Novice of Lightning, exploration. So I believe the Novice is the page. Regardless, exploration to me is maybe you're going to kind of, maybe there's a new situation and you're learning about it, right? Maybe with that generosity, whatever it is, it could be like a trip. It could be that concert we talked about and you're doing something new. Someone is being generous towards you and because of it, you're experiencing something new. Maybe what you're experiencing that's new to you is generosity. You know, sometimes you're used to being the person that's giving and you don't get it back. And with 2 of Raindrops, that is an equal partnership. That is people finally giving and receiving in a balanced way. Yeah, maybe you're going on a little trip. Maybe someone is gifting you with a trip, inviting you out on a trip, inviting you for a day out, just inviting you to even just the movies, you know, like maybe someone wants to take you out and just have a good day with you. When I ask for advice for this pile, I'm going to scoochie these cards over a little bit. When I ask for advice, I get sensitivity in reverse. So maybe you have been overly sensitive, Oracle of Raindrops. Maybe you just always can tell, again, you always sense the overall energy of a room. You always feel the emotions of somebody else. This advice for you is you need to learn how to turn it off. You need to learn how to not let people's emotions affect you, perhaps, you know? We don't always have to bear other people's baggage as well. We have enough. So if you're the Oracle of Raindrops, it's time to come out of that energy. On the contradictory side of things, maybe you haven't been sensitive enough and you're learning to have more sensitivity for people. Someone's being generous with you and you're realizing, oh my God, people can be nice. There's good people out in this world, and maybe they crack a shell, you know, kind of like some Cancer energy, like you have this really hard shell around you, but really inside you're super ooey gooey soft emotional, and it's been difficult for you to let it out. And so maybe your advice is you have been not in that energy. You haven't been in touch with your emotions, or maybe you're someone who doesn't want to accept your emotions. You don't want to, you know, realize that something has truly hurt you. You don't want to admit that you have feelings for somebody. You don't want to, you know, admit you don't have feelings for somebody, you know. But I see you coming into emotional stability. You're coming out of that loss mindset. You're not going to be overly sensitive. Maybe you're finally coming to the realization that you don't cry at the drop of a hat anymore. And that's very freeing, because who wants to be emotional at the wrong time, you know? Sometimes you want to speak your mind and you can't because you cry, you get choked up every time you try to. And maybe this is you realizing that you can finally speak, even if you do cry a little bit in the middle of it all, you know? For your other advice card, we get burden, 10 of lightning. So let those burdens go, perhaps. If you've been holding things that are just too much for you, let it go. You can't carry everything around with you for life. That's what causes us to have breakdowns. That's what causes us to not succeed in the things that we want to succeed in. When we have too many things weighing on us and we allow it to hold so much power over us. I like to point out, specifically with this card, all those lightning bolts look sharp. They look pointy. They look like they're probably stabbing you in the arm as you're trying to hold them all, you know? Let them go. If you've always been the sensitive person, and so you care for everybody and you hold on to all these problems, and so now you're upset for you because someone was mean to you at work today, but you're also upset for your mom because the neighbor broke her favorite casserole dish that she lent out last night. Or you're also upset for your brother because somebody keyed his car. Or, you know, you're upset for your grandparents because their gardener ruined their lawn and didn't do anything about it. Or, you know, like you're holding on to all of everybody's problems all the time. And maybe you need to finally say, I don't care. I don't care. You have your problems. You clearly want them. You want to stick with them. Here, have them back. Here, take them back. Take them back. Maybe that's the advice. Stop being sensitive for everyone else. Give back their problems. Stop feeling so hurt for all of your own problems. Maybe you like to stick here with all of your burdens, and you like to say, look, here, that hurt me, and that hurt me, and this hurt me. And sometimes people don't validate your experience, and so that's difficult. But this is maybe some advice saying, look, they might never validate you. You got to validate you and move on, you know? For your final advice card, we have the Empress in reverse, receive. So I'm reading this as you are not in the right energy to receive something that is meant for you. Something is coming in or wants to come in, and you're not prepared. If you, maybe you have, just to make a silly extravagant example, maybe there's some huge camper RV situation that is just, it's got your name on it, but you don't have a house yet, with that huge driveway that can accommodate such a vehicle. And so here you are sitting in your apartment with your 2 parking spots that fit a normal sized car, and the universe is like, hey, can you like be ready for us to give you these things, because you're supposed to have a huge house with a big driveway so that we can give you this giant camper so that you can go on vacations with your family that you're trying to create with the 9 of Cups. You're almost there. You just have one more cup, and yet we can't give you that final cup because you're not ready. You're not sitting there with your hands open. Who's going to catch this if not you? I just think this is, everyone has positive reading, and this is only pile 2, but it's been positive so far. August for pile number 1 was all about learning to stand up for yourself. And so pile number 2, maybe yours is letting go of all this baggage, you know. It's less about, you don't necessarily need to start telling people, take it back, you know, you hold it for yourself, but maybe learn in a calm, emotionally stable way to say, I have enough on my plate right now. I can't do this. Someone who always calls you to vent and you're like, oh, I want to be there for them because they never have anyone there for them, or at least that's what they say. And you just feel compelled to be the better friend that's always there for them. But now you have no mental space for you and you don't want to hurt their feelings. Well, learn to say, oh, I'm busy. I have another call. Oh, I'm on the other line. I'm in the middle of something right now. You know, just be polite and, you know, try to extract yourself from the situation. Maybe if you're in the middle, you want to talk to this person, you want to still have that relationship, try to steer things in a positive direction. Oh, but what about this? You know, maybe we have a friend that we're constantly talking about all the bad in our lives, and we talk about all the things we've lost, and we're not talking about enough of the things we've gained recently. And so now we have to start focusing on the good stuff, you know. If you're constantly down and out, unable to receive, you know, you're just going to stay down and out. But we see here that you have 3 cups up. You have only 2 cups that have spilt over. We're in a position where the things, these emotions, these resources, this love that spilt out is now spilling back into our cups. We're no longer overly sensitive. We're no longer out of control. We're no longer unstable in our emotions. Maybe you need to rebalance your emotions. You've been feeling too much of everything for everyone else, and you don't feel anything for yourself anymore. And you need to get back into that energy of what feels good. What do I like to do? Maybe you need to explore. Someone's going to be generous, and you explore, and you're going to realize things about yourself that actually, I don't care about the situation or this person anymore. I don't want to hold these problems for you anymore. The future's out of my hands anyway, right? So why don't I just plan for things instead of worrying about things, you know? And I think working on a sensitive revisit here, an emotional balancing, reassessing how you feel about somebody, a situation, a place, a thing, getting back into balance, letting go of burdens that are not yours or even were yours, and you just keep trying to say they're still yours and you just need to let them go. There's things that really do upset us and affect us, and it's okay to be affected, but we need to figure out how to move on from them. Sometimes you need some intervention. Maybe your generosity is someone coming in to help you and saying, look, you clearly need help. I want to help you. It's no big deal. It's the first time for both of us. Let's like explore the situation and fix it, you know? I just see like good things. I feel this warm, supportive feeling. There's lots of water here. You maybe have been very emotional about something. Maybe you've literally had a loss, a death in the family, a pet that's run away or passed on, a relationship that's ended, a job that has ended. It doesn't always have to be some big disastrous thing, but it's difficult to handle newness. It's difficult to handle change. It's difficult to close a chapter that even if we didn't love it, we got so used to it, and it's just weird to move on. But I see you moving on from whatever that energy that's leaving you in this Empress in reverse. We don't want to be the Empress in reverse. We want to be the Empress right side up. We want all the gifts of the universe. We want our intuition to be on point. We want people to look at us one time and realize that we are the Empress, that we are it. We've got it like that, you know? So yeah, your advice is just to get back there. Something tells me you are this Empress and you've had a little bit of a topsy-turvy situation and you're getting back to it. You know, you just have to refine yourself, and it's okay. With the partnership, maybe you're going to meet somebody, or you are currently with somebody that is going to help you rebalance yourself. It's going to help you have that equal give and take, have that, you know, I care so much about everyone else and they care about me too. Great August. I think this is wonderful. For your oracle cards, the first one I'm going to show you is your Wild Child oracle card with shadow. So this tells me maybe you have some shadow work to do, or you need to get in touch with your shadow self. Maybe this is what has you unable to receive with the Empress in reverse. Part of being good with our intuition, listening to ourselves, is knowing all parts of ourselves, including the shadow self. Sometimes we really are somebody that tries to push away the negative and tries to, oh, that didn't affect me. Oh, that doesn't bother me. Oh, it rolls off my back. But maybe it did bug you and you need to acknowledge it, journal it, talk to somebody about it, maybe confront the person that hurt you. If that person is you, maybe you need to look in the mirror and say, stop messing up your life, whatever it is. But yeah, maybe you need to do some shadow work and it'll get you out of this unable to receive energy so that you can finally get some good stuff coming in, gain your emotional stability. Realize that you have your 3 cups standing up now. Maybe they really were dumped over before, but you didn't see the 2 cups, and now all of a sudden you've got 3 cups standing up. 2 cups are hovering in the air. Nothing has fallen out just yet, but they could. They very well could. And the cups that are being refilled, right? Those 3 of cups being refilled from being in reverse. It might be a slow process of them filling back up, but they are. So maybe part of your shadow work is going, look, remember how bad it was before? Don't you see how good it is now? You know, so maybe you just need to do a little checkpoint and do a little comparison before and after. For your Moonology Oracle card, you've got full moon eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. Maybe by this full moon coming up, for me tomorrow, I believe, or Wednesday. I just looked it up, my goodness. But maybe this next full moon coming up, you're going to get that answer that you were looking for. You're going to come to the truth of a situation. You're going to, you know, get that answer to that problem, to the issue, to just the question. You're going to figure out why something happened the way that it did, or why someone is being the way that they are, or why you feel the way that you do, especially with moon, full moon, our feelings, you know, our emotions. Maybe you're going to understand with shadow work why it is you feel the way that you do, why it is you act the way that you do, you know. You're going to find that answer. Some people find a lot of success with different types of therapy. It's EDMR, I believe, but it's the therapy where they simulate your eyes moving back and forth, like when you're asleep. And maybe you're someone who did that or is doing that for the first time in August, and it helps you bring up some repressed memory, and you're like, whoa, you know, that's why this is the way that it is, and I act the way that I do around this situation or whatever, you know. For your Moonology manifestation card, we got new moon in Aries. Go for it. So you need to act on an idea that you have. You need to put into place a plan you have been going over and changing and revising and wondering about. you need to take that next step. Go for it. It appears it's a good time for you. If not by this, by this, it is full moon, like I said, the conclusion. So maybe you're coming to this moment where you go, oh, this is what I'm going to do. So then by the next new moon, you can do that. So yeah, I would say if it's not time for the thing right now, pay attention to the new moon, because that's when new beginnings happen. Full moon is when we complete things. So maybe there's something that you need to complete by the full moon so that you can start something new by the new moon. There's a reason these were always used as powerful manifestation times. You know, it's not just something people make up willy-nilly, right? Like even nurses will say the craziest times in the emergency room, in the hospital, whatever, happened during a full moon. They don't say anything about the new moon. It's always the full moon, right? For your self-care cards, you actually got 2. The first one you got was health checkup. Maybe this is part of your shadow work. Maybe you really do need to just head to the doctor and do a little checkup. Maybe it's been a while since you've been. Maybe you live in America where healthcare is not provided to everybody who doesn't have a fat wallet, right? So maybe it's just been a while and you need to go get checked up. Maybe you know about something that you need to get checked and you've been putting it off, and now's the time to do it. This could just be mental. This could be physical. This could be emotional, right? With all these water cards that we have. Maybe it's time for you to check on yourself, take care of yourself. Maybe you've always cared about everyone else first. And, how are you going to help other people with their mental health and giving them advice and everything if you are struggling? So it's time to care about you. With emotional stability, maybe you've always said, I don't want medication. And it's time to finally try something. You don't always have to accept the first solution someone offers you, but maybe it's time to try. Your second self-care card you got was positive affirmations. So with that health checkup, maybe you have anxiety about doctors. I know I do. So maybe you're someone who just doesn't love to go because it scares you. But be positive. Look, I love myself. I'm brave. I'm beautiful. I'm worthy. I'm grateful. I'm healthy and I'm happy. I choose love. All of these are just wonderful things that we should be repeatedly saying to ourselves all the time, all day, every day. And coming out alongside health checkup, you need to check up on yourself because you love yourself. You need to be the healthiest, happiest version of you so that you could be all those wonderful things. Part of loving yourself is taking care of your health, mental, physical, emotional. For your angel answer card, you got yes. So yes, take care of your health. Give yourself positive affirmations. Focus on you. Focus on your partnership, your shadow self. Put that plan into place. Yes. If you came here with a question today, what should I do? Is this the right move for me? Should I quit this job? Should I say yes to this job? Yes. The answer is yes. As always, trust your intuition. So if you are, you're unsure, don't let me tell you, yes, do it. But if you have had this feeling of, I think I should do this, then yeah, this is your confirmation that yes, you should. For your chakra card, we got service. Maybe you are service oriented. Maybe you're in a service oriented job, like serving in a restaurant, working in a hospital, or, in the medical field, working in the beauty field. Maybe you're a handyman, you could be so many things here, but maybe you're just a service-oriented person. You always help. You're always there to help. You always want to be there for somebody. And maybe you always give. And maybe you love to, okay? Maybe you love to. And I'm just seeing this girl's young, holding her elderly grandmother or somebody's hand. And we have memories here. Maybe grandma or someone, whoever this is remembering who they used to be, what they were like when they were younger, their past lives, right? Maybe you are someone who helps so much that you are missing out on who you could be. You know, I can't help but wonder, when this woman is this age, here for this person, helping them, this person is remembering when they were young with their person, looking about the same age. We can't see that woman's face, but maybe you're always helping other people and not experiencing your own life. And it's okay to help other people, and this doesn't mean to not help, especially, you know, maybe this literally is your grandmother at home in bed and you're the only person there for them. Or maybe they have a lot of people, but you just feel compelled to be there all the time. Maybe this is just your call to balance out for yourself. If you constantly give to the point where your cup is empty, right? To the point where you have 3 cups spilt over and only 2 standing up, you're not going to have much left to give later on. Maybe this, you know, you constantly serving is what has you overly sensitive or out of whack as far as emotions go. Maybe you recently had a loss. Maybe you recently lost a grandparent and it's just been really weighing on you, but it's finally time to come out of this heaviness. And, you know, it's always going to be sad. It's always going to hurt. This is not me telling you to get over anything, but maybe it's time to live. You know, grandma, grandpa, your great uncle or auntie, mom, dad, sister, brother, whoever this was or is, or whoever, whatever the case may be. It could be a client. Maybe you're in a caretaking role, or again, nursing. Maybe you're a doctor. Maybe you do hair or nails. You're just in hospitality of some kind. Maybe it's time to do you, you know. You've always been so worried about everyone else, but who's going to worry about you? Maybe this is your confirmation also that you are a helpful person. Maybe you constantly have people telling you, oh, well, we don't ask you to help, or nobody asked you to do that, or whatever it is. And it's like, no, but I did it. And can't you be grateful sometimes? Like, I'm not doing it for you to be grateful, but you know, you're treating me as if this is my job when I'm doing it out of the graciousness of my heart. So this is your acknowledgement that you are helpful. You are of service. You give. We can see that in this pile with all the emotion and everything. Honestly, I see it right here, honestly, right? You're not receiving because you're always giving. So stop giving for once and receive. It's time to receive. Yes, you're always of service, but it's time to take a moment for yourself. Someone's going to be generous towards you now. I think it's your time for the roles to switch a little bit. It's your time to receive. But you have to be ready for it. You have to do shadow work and everything and love yourself. Again, maybe it's time. You've been helping everyone go to their doctor's appointments and it's time for you to go to yours. You know, it could really be as plain and simple as that. But more so, yes, maybe you've always worried about everyone else first and nobody ever worried about you. Nobody ever asked, wait a second, are you okay? And you have to, unfortunately, raise a flag that says pile number 2 is not okay. So after you experience that, go through that, you get the help that you need, you know. I talked about this in pile 1. Saturn is going retrograde. 333 on the clock, on my clock anyway, when I said that. It's going to retrograde into Pisces, And perhaps this is going to be our first test of what have you learned so far with Saturn and Aries. Have you learned yet to stand up for yourself? What does it look like when you stand up for yourself? What does it look like when you decide to care about you? When you're caring about everyone else so much, what does it look like when it's your turn? Okay. For your Moon Witch card, you got familiar. Listen and learn. Maybe you do struggle with caring about you first. Maybe you've always cared about you last. Maybe by the time it's your turn for you to care about you, so and so, number one, number two, has problems again. And so you neglect yourself this round and you go back to helping everybody else. And you hope that you have enough within you to help yourself by the end. Listen and learn. See what other people do. How do I have enough time for myself? Well, what do? They get up in the morning, they do their own stuff first. They get up and they shower and they do their morning journaling and they do their walk with their dog, or they do their morning coffee and emails and phone calls, you know. And then after they've completed their morning routines, then they move on to helping other people, and that's how they create their balance. um, how how does a therapist have enough emotional capacity for themselves at the end of the day? Well, they schedule everybody in the correct, manner. I'm with this person from this amount of time to this amount of time, and I have this allotted break in between. And then I'm with this person for this amount of time, for this amount of time, and I only see this many people a day. And then I make sure to take exactly these many days for myself out of each month so that I don't go crazy, you have to figure out where the balance is. A lot of the time, as humans, we have to look towards nature to get advice for what to do. How do these creatures survive in this temperature? Because of their biology, because of the fur that they wear, um, because of the habitats they create for themselves. How did this person become successful? There's that too. So look at them. What steps did they take? Well, this person had a big help from mommy and daddy. Obviously, that's not going to work for you. Move on. This person, worked at the movie theater and Walmart and, saved all their pennies and wrote down every single thing that they had and decided how they're going to save, what they're going to spend, and what they're going to do with it once they get to that number that they're saving towards, So, whatever it is that you don't know what to do with yet, you don't know how to go about the situation yet, you don't know what the answer is yet, be patient, sit back, watch and learn. Do your shadow work. Manifest, or write down what you want to manifest. Make a list of the things that you want to see come into fruition for you by the next full moon. Yeah, if you are somebody who's always of service to other people, evaluate how much you're giving of yourself and how much you need for yourself in return, and figure out how to balance it. It doesn't mean to never help anybody again. It doesn't mean to abandon the people that you want to help, but maybe it means, taking a day off of your calendar out of the week or out of the month for you, just to go to the spa, or go to your favorite store, or sit at home in bed and do nothing. Make sure that you have what you need. Ask your shadow self, why am I not succeeding right now? What is wrong with me? Oh, well, what's wrong with you is you're not having enough fun. You constantly say no to fun. You constantly, um, you know, let yourself be exhausted instead of just taking a selfish nap for yourself. It's not the end of the world to take an hour to go and take a nap, whatever it is. Watch and learn from the people around you, from nature around you, from people who have gone through the situation that maybe you're going through right now, this very moment. Yeah, for the month of August for you, I see generosity. I see exploration in the form of a trip, in the form of, maybe getting to know someone in a new way. I see that loss mentality being flipped for you. You're coming to emotional stability. You're coming into a wonderful equal give and take with your current partner or with a new partner. You need to learn how to get out of this energy. You need to learn how to get out of this energy. Or perhaps your advice is that it's okay to not be so sensitive. It's okay to not spend your emotion on every other person that asks it of you. You don't need to do this. It's okay to let go of those burdens. In fact, you are being asked to. I would go so far to say that this emotional blockage perhaps that you're going through is from holding on to these burdens. And oh my God, you know what? Obviously, we can't receive a gift if our arm is full of a burden. So let go of the burden so this gift could go in there. Thank you. So pile number 2, you have a positive August coming up. I think pretty much everyone is going through this mass collective experience of standing up for ourselves, whatever that means. For you, I see it emotionally, and maybe, in a service oriented way. Maybe you're helping everybody else. You're the mechanic that fixes everybody else's car while your car sits broken in your driveway, and you bike to work every day, because you're not working on your own project, because you're working on everyone else's. So it is time to work on you. You are what's most important in your life at the end of the day. We all die alone. Maybe, yes, we have people there for us and with us and whatever, but at the end of the day, we do all die alone. And it's you against you. It's you with you. There's a bunch of loud noises happening right when I say that. So I feel like, yes, it is you against you. It is you with you. You are your best partner and your worst enemy. So do your shadow work and find where you're tripping yourself up. Find where things are affecting you and why, and change the things that you can change, and reevaluate the things that maybe you thought were weaknesses or bad qualities, and realize why they are strengths. Realize why they make you this emotionally stable person. And maybe this, I love to say that when you have a 9 of something, 9 of anything, that you're missing that final piece. And perhaps it is what is coming in for you once you get out of this I can't receive energy. I'm so full of burdens that I can't receive. Get out of that energy and get to the 10 of Cups, girl or boy or you. Pile number 2, it's been a pleasure reading for you. I hope to see you in the future. Thank you so much. Leave a comment if you related to any of this. And I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye-bye. Pile number 3. Oh my goodness, I forgot where we were. If you chose the Moon card or this cute little maraca, then this is your reading. When I asked what major theme can you expect for the month of August, the first card that popped out was the Tower card. Now, the Tower card is not anybody's idea of a great card to pull, especially when it is our major theme for the month. But we are still going to be experiencing, if you're watching this as I'm posting it, you're going to be still in that shadow phase of Mercury retrograde. Maybe you're still dealing with some fallout from something that happened during the retrograde. Maybe something is ending. There is going to be, just a heads up, with this current full moon that's going to be happening, there will be a lot of endings. There just will be. The full moon is all about completion. So any full moon, you can expect completion of some kind, but people are coming to the realization about a lot of things around these upcoming transits and this upcoming full moon. And so maybe you're one of them. Maybe you have realized your feelings on a situation, or somebody else's, or somebody's true emotions have come to the surface, and you realize who they are, or who you are, or what the situation is. Yeah, the Tower, it's definitely not my favorite card, but after the Tower, after the breakdown, after the death, there's rebirth. We rebuild. and we rebuild better and stronger and sturdier than before. And then I also did, of course, ask for an explanation card for the Tower, and we got the Five of Wands. So maybe there's been a lot of arguing, there's been a lot of back and forth, there's been a lot of competition. It could be where you are in a workplace, in a family, in a dynamic. Maybe you and your partner have been fighting a whole lot and you just broke up, or you're about to break up, or maybe at your job it's just gotten to be too much. There's so much drama. Everyone is stealing each other's supplies or clients or whatever it is, and it's just finally gotten to a time for you where enough is enough and I gotta go. And so that could totally be what this Tower card is, or you realize where all these arguments are stemming from, perhaps. Yeah, but yeah, this could also be, perhaps you're going to be going through a little bit of a rougher August. There is going to be arguments, there is going to be some sort of breakdown, but it's what's necessary. Maybe you're just coming to this point where you're being honest about your feelings. You're saying, hey, look, I'm not okay with this. This is how I feel. This is what's going to happen. This is how it's going to go down. And that is kind of a Tower moment, with you standing up for yourself, or not taking whatever it is that you've been accepting from somebody for so long. It could totally be a Tower moment for someone else, that you're switching up a dynamic, but it's a much needed. The Tower moment is, I want to say, at least usually, something that's just much needed. You need to change out of this cycle, and sometimes the only way to rebuild is to completely break it down. If we were able to just add on or tear down one wall, we would, but the house is no good. Let's tear it down. When I asked about what blessings are coming in for you, I want to put these all out back to back. We got Two of Swords, we've got Page of Swords, and we've got Eight of Wands. So for this Two of Swords card, there are crows pulling at these strings, and maybe one interpretation is helping to tie up that blindfold even further, but I'm seeing you're finally tearing off that blindfold, and maybe those birds are your emotions. I mean, swords and thoughts. It could just be you're kind of in your head, but maybe you, from being in your head, realize the truth of the situation. You realize the true feelings of someone else or yourself. I'm zeroing in here on these two wolves, black and white. Maybe you have always had two completely contrasting opinions or feelings on something, and you're finally in that like middle space of two things can be true. I love them and I hate how they make me feel. Or I love this person but I hate how they treat me. I love this job but I hate the coworkers. I love this and I hate that. Or I can accept this but I can't accept this anymore. That anymore. Whatever the case may be. But I think you're coming to the realization of something here. The Page of Swords, I love that she's holding light bulbs. You're coming to the realization of something here, and maybe speaking up for yourself for the first time. I think that's just a major theme with all the readings today so far, is we're finally saying enough is enough. Saturn is going retrograde in Pisces, and so we're going to be tested a little bit on what have we learned so far with Aries, Saturn being in Aries. What can we apply to our real life situations we're going through? If someone tries to take more from you than what you are offering to them, are you going to let them do that, or are you going to say, no, I offered you this. If you want this, you can take it, but I'm not offering you anything else, right? If you are somebody who has been waiting and waiting and waiting for your things to come in, you've been wishing for this and wishing for that and manifesting all these different things, you've been putting in the work for all these different things, and then finally all of your rewards are coming in, all of your gifts, all of your blessings, Everything you've been wanting and asking for is coming in really, really quick. You're getting all those answers. You're figuring it all out really, really quickly. So with the Tower and the fighting and the indecision or the uncertainty, and then you have Page of Swords, you're newly learning to speak up for yourself. And finally, once you learn to speak up for yourself, say when there's a problem and say when you don't like something and say when you do like something, you have to be vocal about these things, and that's how you can get what you're asking from the universe. For your advice, we got Three of Cups. So maybe you need to break away from whatever this is, the situation that is, and go hang out with your sisters, your best friends, the people that make you feel heard, that listen to you and you listen to them, and you bounce ideas off of each other, and you're able to let loose and have fun, and you're able to be serious, and you're able to be sad for each other and happy, and all of the in between. There's no jealousy in this Three of Cups. They're not gossiping, right? Sometimes the Three of Cups is more of a just communication with each other, lighthearted. And this one, it's let's watch the sky together. Let's look at the stars. Let's connect to nature as one. A beautiful card in this deck, of course. And so your advice is, after this Tower and the fighting and everything, to maybe talk it over with somebody you're close to, your friend. This is what's been going down. It's been a lot on my mind. I finally made a decision and I did this. And, or maybe you're not sure how to go about it, and they can help you. This is how you can approach the situation. This is what you can say. This is what you can bring up. Whatever it may be, they can be the ones to comfort you. They can be the ones to bring you back to self, introduce you to the lighthearted version of yourself that maybe you've been missing. Maybe it's been a really rough while with the Tower card and the Five of Wands, and you're finally getting to be lighthearted again, and they want to help you do that. We got the Ace of Cups. So your advice, say yes. Say yes to that opportunity that's coming in. There's a loving, compassionate, sweet offer coming into you. Say yes to it. Hey, do you want to go out to the bars tonight? We're just going to get one drink and play pool. You know what? Yeah, I'll do something new. I don't even want to drink, but I'll play pool with you. Okay? Hey, do you want to go to the beach with me today? I just wanted to get a bonfire and, roast a marshmallow. Yeah, I'll go. It's low effort. It's not a big deal. I'm getting the sense maybe you're someone who always says no to experiences. No, I don't feel like it today. No, I have something to do. I'm tired. I was really hoping to fold my laundry tonight. Like, laundry can wait, Go be lighthearted. You've had a Tower moment. You've had fighting with the Five of Wands, indecision with the Two of Swords, and you've been scared to cut off the blindfold and see a situation for what it is. But you did. You see it. You can't ignore it anymore. You have to stand up for yourself now. And you can accept all those answers coming to you. You can accept the gifts, and you can accept, clarity. You need to go to your friends or your sisters, your cousins, whoever, those people that make you feel seen and heard. You need to go to them with your heaviness sometimes and say, it's been a rough month, you guys. Let's do something fun. Maybe you're the one offering the Ace of Cups, and you're like, I never do anything. I never go to the movies. I never go to get ice cream. I never go and just go to the mall and just walk around and look at things. And it's time for you to do that. Collect your friends. Maybe you need to meet some new friends, and these are people coming in that you just need to give a chance. Maybe there's a group of 2 friends coming in, and they're like, hey, we saw you walking around. Let's say you're in college, right? And you always go to your classes alone, and these girls have a couple of classes in common with you on the same day. And so they're like, hey, we notice you have the same classes, and we're friends, and we just wanted to see if you wanted to check out this thing with us tonight. Say yes to those people. Make connections. Don't, if you're just, this moon card is You, as somebody who's very full of emotion and you keep things inside bottled up, and you're just like, look at how she's in the water, right? You're as deep as the ocean, but it's all howling wolves at the surface, right? Like, let them in, and let them explore the depths of you, you know? Like, it's okay to be honest with people, and at the same time it's okay to be surface level at first, as long as it comes from an honest place. You know, we're not just howling at the moon. We're saying some truths about ourselves. Here, dip your toes in first. My name is this, you know, this is my major, and this is what I plan to do for a living, like whatever it is. And then we have Four of Cups. Maybe you have been someone that's dissatisfied with what you're offered. You have Four of Cups there. You're ignoring this one that's being held out to you. You're like, whatever. The last three weren't any good. What's this fourth one gonna do for me? You know. But maybe you just need to start being grateful for the things that you have. You're like, ugh, my friends suck. Well, at least you have friends. Go to your friends when you need help, and see that they're there for you, and realize that they're good friends. Or maybe if you don't like those friends, and this new one is a new friend and you're not sure because your other friends really did suck, maybe you need to actually look at this cup, okay? Assess it before you ignore it. Assess it before you dump it out and say that you don't need it, you know? Look for the good. Sometimes we really do have to search, but there's always a positive. There's always a blessing somewhere amongst everything. So maybe you need to find it. And you know, I'm hearing apathy. Stop being so apathetic. If you're really struggling to find good in things, you have to look within and see where that issue is. If that's what is leading to this tower moment, maybe that's why it needs to happen, because you don't feel enough for people. You don't care beyond yourself. And it's not, this isn't to tear you down. Sometimes we go through things and it makes us just, you know, I don't care anymore. Nothing holds meaning to me anymore. It can totally happen. But you have to get out of that energy and be grateful for what you have. Maybe there is that new beginning, Ace of Cups, and you're overlooking it, right? Ace of Cups, and then the Four of Cups with her ignoring a cup. Maybe you're ignoring that Ace of Cups and you need to accept it. People are only going to ask you to go out to the bar to see that band play that plays every Friday so often. Like, if you say no enough times, they're going to get the picture that you don't want to be a part of it. But then maybe that's when you're going to look over and you're going to be like, wait, is that cup still available? Like, no, someone else is drinking it now. So accept it while you still have the chance to. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what I'm seeing here. Maybe your last friendships weren't good. Maybe your last jobs weren't good, or your last relationship wasn't good, but now it's time for you to go forward and accept this new thing and see that it's good. See that there's a friend there, or there's a good relationship there for you. See that this is how you can get those Eight of Wand blessings and answers coming in by finally accepting that sweet, gentle, loving Ace of Cups offer. For your Wild Child Oracle card, we have idleness. Maybe you're somebody who does need to sit still. Maybe you're someone who has been sitting still. There's moss growing on this turtle. He's been there a long time. The bird is sitting there, and you know how timid birds are, how flighty, right? Flighty like a bird, how any little movement will make them fly away. So perhaps you need to sit still. Perhaps you've been sitting too long and it's time to move. It's time to do something. Time to go for a swim. Time to reveal how you truly feel. Time to reveal to yourself even how you truly feel. Maybe you've just been sitting within a situation for far too long and it's time to get out of it. You just got to move, perhaps to a new spot in the garden. For your Moonology oracle card. We have meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. So this could go with the idleness. Maybe you are supposed to stop and really contemplate something for a while and come to a understanding of a situation that you didn't previously understand. Maybe you have not let yourself, with all this tower and fighting wands and two of swords blinded and page of swords, how do I speak up for myself? Maybe you need to meditate and plan and understand by being still how you're going to go about things. What is the right step for you to take? What's the correct way for you to go about the situation? For your Moonology manifestation card, we have full moon in Aquarius. Be real. Again, be honest with your emotions. Maybe you don't even know how you feel, and that's why you need to meditate and contemplate. That's why you need to be still. You've always been whoever everyone else needed you to be. You've always been whatever was safe for you to be, perhaps. And with Aquarius, like we think of Aquarians, they're quirky, they're different, they're innovative. Their whole thing is being unique. And you know, some people joke about being an alien as a bad thing, but I've never met an Aquarius that didn't enjoy being a weird alien, being different. They love their uniqueness. So maybe you have uniqueness that you are hiding behind with the moon card. Maybe you've been pushing down your uniqueness, what makes you different and special, and you need to let it out. You need to let your uniqueness speak for you. Maybe that's why your friends have not been the best for you, because you weren't being yourself, and that's why they don't mesh with you, because that's not who you are. That maybe that's why you grow out of friendships with people, because you're not choosing them in a genuine to you type of way. Maybe once you're real with yourself and you take the time to meditate and realize who you are, that's when you can accept or receive that Ace of Cups, and you're going to find that you're finally satisfied with what you have, because you're putting out more. You can't receive more if you don't put out more. With the last pile, there was a lot of you're clearly giving more than you're getting in return, and it's time to give, right? I mean, it's time to receive. It's time to receive. So for you, perhaps you are giving and receiving in an imbalanced way towards other people or yourself, right? So maybe you're always the better friend, and you've never gotten a good friend that's equal to you, and it's because you're not being genuine to you. And once you're genuine to you and you are accepting of this next cup, oops, I moved you, you can see that there's people like you out there that are genuine, that are deep like the ocean, that are good at being a lighthearted friend and an emotional friend and a compassionate friend and all these things. For your self-care card, you received Nourish Your Temple. Maybe you haven't been caring for yourself enough. There's been a lot going on, I see right here. It could be taking up all your mental capacity, all of your time. You could be worrying about other people eating before you. You could be worried about other people's needs being met before your own. Maybe you just have a coping thing, a control issue, where when things are out of control in your life, you restrict yourself in different ways. Maybe you're not drinking enough water, not eating good enough food, you're not sleeping enough, you're not getting quality enough, whatever it is, exercise, you're not having long enough everything showers. Like maybe you're just I'll just rinse off today, I have too much to do. Like, no, take the time for yourself. It's okay. Like maybe you're a new mom and it's been really difficult. the Tower, maybe, you know, I can totally see you just brought home a baby and it's really difficult. You thought it was going to be wonderful and beautiful and perfect, and it's been difficult, and you've been fighting over who's going to change the diaper this time, and please, can you just get up and do it this, like, you know, answer the crying baby this time, because I've been doing it all day and I'm exhausted. And maybe you and your spouse are fighting, you and your partner. And it's been difficult, and you're just, you know, blinding yourself to the situation perhaps, but now you're finally speaking out. Look, I can't do it alone. A squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? So maybe you need to squeak a little bit. Look, I need help. Mom, I need help. Can you come live with us for a month? You know, babe, we need to pay for a nanny. I need some help. You need to cancel this subscription for just a few months so that we could do this. Whatever it is, like maybe you're going through this difficult transitional period, but once you speak up for yourself, stand up for yourself, reveal to yourself the truth of a situation, be honest, you're going to get the help that you need. You're going to receive the gifts that you're asking for, the answers that you're looking for, the partnerships that you need, perhaps this new beginning or offer that you've been needing, wanting, except you're not even paying any attention to because you think just you're expecting the worst now. And we've all been there, of course, but this all is going to stem from you taking care of you first. So nourish your temple, and that includes standing up for yourself. That includes taking time for you and putting other people on hold sometimes, you know. For your angel answer card, you have in the near future. Maybe there's something that you've been really struggling to come to fruition. Maybe there's a project you've been working on. Maybe there's something that you've been hoping for to come to you. Maybe with the Tower and everything, you're just hoping for peace, and in the near future you will have that. You will have that help coming in. You will have the project completed. You will have that manifestation come to you. It's coming soon too. It's not something that you're going to have to be waiting a long time for. If anything, just within the month of August, I would say that this thing you're waiting for will be coming in. Your chakra card is acceptance. Maybe you're accepting the situation for what it is, right? Like I've been saying, maybe you're learning somebody can't be the one to do XYZ because they leave it to the last minute or they do it wrong. Or maybe you're realizing you need help, right? Just like I said, you need to stand up for yourself. You need help. You're accepting, excuse me, that, you know, one little slice of pie is not going to be enough for you. You need more. Your name is Cherry after all. Ooh, wow. So one slice of yourself. So you're accepting that you're not going to be able to keep cutting off slices for everyone else. You're the whole thing. You're the whole pie. You are Cherry, right? Your spirit. You are your emotions. You are your inner thoughts. You're this person that has so much going for you. You're more than just a waitress serving a slice of herself to the customer for the day. You know, you have thoughts and emotions, feelings. You're not always okay with being the one up every night changing the baby's diaper when you've been doing it all day. You're not always okay with being the one to deal with friends that are flaky and not there for you. You're not going to be okay if you're not okay and you're not working on it. So part of nourishing your temple as well is pointing out to someone if you have a problem, right? This hurt my feelings and it continues to hurt my feelings, and you go about it like nothing's wrong and nothing happened, but it did happen and I am hurt, right? So acknowledge it, accept that you're hurt, accept the situation for what it is, accept that person for who they are, and act accordingly. For your Moon Witch cards, we got 2. The first one is Diana, be one with nature. You perhaps need to take it slow and go outside, and maybe you've been going through a lot, right, with this tarot card, and you need to just go outside and do nothing. Sit there, sit on the grass, sit on the dirt, sit on the sand, swim in the lake, in the water, walk in the ocean, whatever you need to do. Go outside and just look at the stars at night. Watch the sunset, watch the sunrise. You know, I used to always take a glance up to check what the moon's looking like. I still do, but I used to be very serious about it. Like, oh, what does it look like right now? You know, and maybe you need to do that. You need to start paying attention to what the moon is looking like, right? We're about to have a full moon here in a couple days if you're watching this in the time that I'm posting it. And so maybe you need to realize, wow, if you're a woman that experiences, or a person that experiences a menstrual cycle, perhaps you can realize when it's a full moon, I have my cycle start and I get really emotional and everything, right? Or you can just see when it's a new moon, you start feeling like you want to quit your job or something, you know? Sometimes we have these clockwork emotions that happen, and it's important to pay very close attention to nature's signals. When it's cloudy and overcast and there's a lot of pressure in the air, I don't feel very happy. I feel kind of gloomy, and perhaps I get headaches, you know. But when it's really, really sunny and beautiful and clear, I'm just happy. And yeah, maybe you need to kind of go with the flow with nature. Like when you're at the beach and you're in the water and it's a calm day with like gentle waves and you let them move you. Maybe you need to experience something like that. Go into a pool and just float around and let the wind take you where it wants to. Your second card you got, and the last card you got, is Lunar Eclipse. Open the door to a higher dimension. So your lunar eclipse card, oh, I guess you didn't get one, but your full moon that you received is Be Real. So open the door to a higher dimension. Your new moon card is Meditate and Contemplate. Perhaps you need to be honest with yourself before you can get to your higher self. And the only way to do that is to meditate and contemplate, right? Being one with nature. You need to connect to the basis of what makes us us, of what makes you you. You used to love building sandcastles. Well, go build one. Okay, remember what it's like to build one and how simple it is to only care about finding the perfect seashell for the window, or finding a little clam to live in as his home, right? Go listen to your favorite songs from junior high or high school. Go relive what it was like to be you from 10 years ago, or however long. For you, for the month of August, I'm seeing you again standing up for yourself. You might be in a period of fighting, ending something, rebuilding something, and waiting for your answers and manifestations to come in. But I see you building past this point. The tower's at the very beginning, so perhaps with this full moon that's happening, you're going to have that shakeup, that change, that breakdown and rebuild right at the very beginning of the month of August. And then the rest of August is you standing up for you, receiving the things that you've been waiting for, learning to be happy with what is offered to you, and accepting the things that you actually want out of life. Saying yes to wonderful opportunities that present themselves to you. Being with your friends, your family, the people that hear you out and reciprocate energy with you. I see you just coming back to self, really, accepting the situation for what it is, or you for who you are, or them for who they are. And perhaps you do need to retreat a little bit and go on a walk in the park by yourself or with an animal, or with a friend, right? Maybe you do need to be with that group of friends out in nature together. Maybe you need to go camping. And opening the door to the higher dimension can only happen once you have really experienced the depths of yourself, met yourself at your deepest point so you can reach that highest point again. And you got it in you. This is a wonderful pile. There's a lot of breakthroughs happening. It might be hard at the beginning, and maybe it's hard right now, but this is all about you focusing on you and accepting a wonderful new beginning, partnership, love, compassion. August is a very self-love month. It's still summer. If it's hot where you are, go enjoy being in the warm sunshine. If it's cold, go enjoy, a warm drink with a warm scarf outside in nature. Whatever it is that you can do to experience, even if it's just watching raindrops fall from a window, find beauty in that, find love in that, lose yourself in it for however long you can. It's been wonderful reading for you, pile 3. I hope that this helped you in any way. If you found any clarity or relate to anything that I've said, I would love for you to let me know in the comments below. If you would like this video, that would be great too, and subscribe so that we can meet each other in another future reading. Just work on you. Get through the hurdles that you need to get through, and nourish yourself. And in the near future, you're going to be getting those things that you have been hoping for, waiting for, praying for, manifesting. It's all there within you. You're as deep as the ocean. You picked that moon card for a reason. And you have it within you to come into harmony with your highest self, your highest potential. Again, it's been wonderful reading for you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 4. If you chose the 3 of Wands card or this spinning top, then this is your reading. I think that's so fun. Okay, so we're going over the month of August. We're asking what your major themes will be. Excuse me. The first card that came out was the Sun, which is wonderful, of course. You're going to have a very bright, sunny August, maybe with a lot of positivity, a lot of maybe fun things. Maybe you're going to go on some trips, day trips, weekend trips, maybe a big vacation even. Maybe this is going to be a month full of leadership opportunities for you. Excuse me again. Oh my goodness, I have a tickle in my throat. Maybe you're a Leo and this is your month and it's your birthday month. Hey. Another card we got was death. So maybe you are going through a shedding of self. We have a full moon coming up here in a day or two. We also have Saturn retrograde into Pisces. We have, what else do we have? We have the shadow phase after Mercury retrograde that we're finishing up, or we just finished up. If you're watching this as I post it, where you are right now, the transits could be completely different. Maybe you are still going through some sort of transit that is helping you to shed an old layer. Maybe a situation in your life has come to an end or will come to an end in August. And so your theme for August is kind of the rebirth, the new, what comes after the ending of something. And this could be totally positive. It's all in how you approach the situation, For your blessings coming in, we have 7 of Wands, we have the Lover's card, and we have the King of Pentacles. So, Seven of Wands card. Maybe you have been or are going to be in a position where you are standing your ground, you know, holding down your end of the argument, defending your position. Maybe you're facing some kind of, as you can see, all these people down below with their wands attacking you. Maybe there's competition of some kind in an area of your life. Only you can say for sure. It could be, you know, an actual competition. Like maybe you're in the running for something, trying to win a contest of some sort. Maybe you're at work trying to be recognized and there's a whole bunch of people that are all trying to be the best at something. Maybe you have somebody that you're interested in going after here with the Lover's card and the King of Pentacles that a lot of people are also interested in. And so you feel like on the one hand there's a lot of competition, but then on the other hand you're in that higher winning position. All you're trying to do is stay there, right? And then again, maybe this King of Pentacles person is who you are to become, right? Stable, abundant, down to earth, just very, I like to describe earth signs as mellow, but you know, you're not always mellow if you think of a high strung Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, right? They exist. So perhaps you are just at a point where you are in total control of your emotions, right? Earth signs are very stoic most of the time. You have all that you need, right? And you know it. You're not wanting for more. Your garden essentially is replenishing itself. This is somebody whose investments continue to multiply. You're not somebody who is worried about where to get your next paycheck, you know? And with the Lover's card, maybe this month is going to just be full of love for you. Maybe you're going to be in that true partnership if you're not yet, or maybe the true partnership is even just with yourself. Maybe you're going to be, you know, doing the things that your higher self would do and choosing to do the things that only make you get further in life, get higher, you know. Coming into that lover's energy is more than just meeting somebody new, you know. It's also being genuine to who you are in yourself. And this retrograde into Pisces with Saturn is going to be a test of, will you stand up for yourself? Will you speak out if somebody is taking too much from you? Will you speak your truth if you have feelings for somebody? If you aren't happy where you are, whatever the case is, this is going to be your time to, you know, reveal that I'm staying where I am because I worked hard to get here. You know, I love you and I want to be with you and I want to stay with you and build something even more. I want to be this with you. You know, your blessings coming in are that you're able to stand your ground. You are able to be in that beautiful partnership. You are in a beautiful union with yourself or your partner. Maybe this is even you finally falling into your purpose and getting to achieve wonderful, great things, you know, because you stood your ground. And then the King of Pentacles, you getting to enjoy the things that you have sown, and now you get to reap, right? For your advice for the upcoming month, we have the Well, followed by the High Priestess. Let me make sure you can see everything. So with the Well, you could be somebody that has a lot of depth to you. You, this is a card that is special to this deck, but it's really about the capacity we are able to hold for ourselves, humanity, everybody. So you could be somebody who is just so full of love, for instance, and nobody to give it to. Or maybe you haven't expressed how deep your feelings truly are. Maybe you've been casually seeing somebody and you're like, look, I know we have this lighthearted, jokey thing going on, but I just want you to know that I'm really serious about you. I feel this way. You know, I see a future with you, whatever. And especially with the High Priestess card, maybe that's truly what you're feeling. I see a future with this person and I want to tell them this. Or, you know, we have death at the very beginning of your reading. So maybe you have been hurting over something and you've been fighting to keep in control, and you are in control, but maybe you just need to let it go onto somebody else sometimes. You know, share this depth of your emotion, the feeling, how far the situation truly goes for you. It's deeper than a puddle, right? It's a whole well of knowledge, emotion, thoughts on the situation. And then with the High Priestess, your intuition is on point. You see things for what they are. You know what you want. You know what you don't want, and you need to act accordingly. The High Priestess does not mess around with people who are going to pull her down. She's above them, and not because she decides it, but just because she is. And so this could be you, a High Priestess that is above it. You know, you're above the fighting, and yet you continue to stand here fighting your position. Why are you fighting your position? You just are the lovers, you know. And with, again, the Death card, maybe you know whatever ended was for the better, and it just is supposed to be this way, and it's difficult to accept at the very beginning and maybe for always, but you can also accept the situation for what it is, and you can move on, and you can be this intuitive person that, you know, knows what's best for them and can bob and weave. You know, when something goes in your path, you're able to make a new plan for yourself that you hadn't previously had in mind, right? With the Sun card as your first card, I just think August really overall is going to be very positive, Death card or not. I just see an ending of some kind. This could even just be the ending of a difficult time, which by the end of a difficult time, even though it's over, sometimes we still want to cry and we still want to mourn the whole situation, but at least it's over. So I feel that for you. I feel like something is over. Perhaps your old life, maybe you're moving on to, you know, a new school, right? It's getting to be the time when people are going to college again. So perhaps you are leaving your old life behind. You're starting brand new, and you're going to be fighting for a position that is yours, and you need to, you know, you need to bask in it, bask in this wonderful Lovers card energy, King of Pentacles energy that is coming towards you, and show how deep your emotions are on the situation, how deep you truly feel about a situation. For your oracle cards, we have Reflection from the Wild Child oracle deck. So perhaps, as you can see, there's a white swan looking down and seeing a black swan, or its shadow self. And in the last pile, we had shadow as their card. So you could be looking back at the way you used to be, looking back at this person that, you know, used to keep fighting for something that was already theirs. This person that maybe with the Three of Wands, maybe you didn't exactly know what the next step was. Maybe you didn't exactly know how to go about building your empire, your legacy, your career, what you want out of life. And now, you know, looking back and seeing what did and didn't work, you can put together who this new you is and what you want. And you're the High Priestess with the well just so full of depth that you're not whatever small shell of a person you might have been before. 111 on the screen right when I said that, by the way. You are somebody who is growing up and moving on. That's what I'm seeing. You're not, I had a pile the other day that was like, it seemed very much like somebody who was probably always put into a box without their say, right? You grow up as the kid who was labeled shy or quiet, right? And now all your life, oh, you're so shy. Oh, don't ask him, he's shy, right? Whatever it may be. And now you grow up and you're like, do you even know, like, I give presentations for a career. Like, I go and I travel and I give speeches. Like, I'm not that shy kid anymore. But you're not going to get to that point until you start just living it, showing it, being that person, shedding the old layer. Maybe you've been fighting to try to say that this is who you are now, and then you look and you realize, you've grown even further past that. You're trying to say, well, look, I'm mature. And it's like, the high priestess, she doesn't need to tell people she's mature, show people how mature you really are. The energy is gaining momentum, waxing moon. So with this death card, with this 7 of Wands, maybe you have been in the process of proving yourself, of not being who you used to be, and you're seeing that you really are, right? It's like sometimes you do have to fake it till you make it. I'm not confident, I'm not secure, I don't know what I want out of life, and you just have to pretend, oh yeah, I have my own business going, we're in the beginning stages, and then before you know it, you really do have things going for you, and you figured out what you want to do and how you want to do it. You have full moon in Cancer. Let your fears dissolve. So you could have been scared to take the leap and do the big thing, start your own business, be this new person who's not afraid. Ripping off the label. I'm not whoever you claim that I am. And it's scary, going through a death process. It can be scary, but you have such wonderful cards after it that it's like ripping off a band-aid, the very beginning of a transformation. Really, your old self has to die before your new self can be reborn. Your angel answer card is trust. So trust that things are working out in your favor. Trust that the energy is gaining momentum. Trust the universe to help you get to the point that you're trying to get to. If you're going through a painful ending, a painful death of some sort, death of self, death of ego, a literal death of somebody you love, trust that good is on its way, that you're just going to rebuild better than before, that you're going to be brand new. Goodness, that you have the Lovers and the King of Pentacles coming at you, and that honestly all the answers are within you, because you have a great intuition. You have a great idea of what you want out of life and what you want to achieve and what you want to give, but you have to do some reflection and make sure you're doing the things that you want to do and doing things that aid your highest good. Your self-care cards, you got 2. You got sex. So maybe you need to have some good times with somebody you trust and love. Maybe that Lover's card, right? Maybe it's time to finally let loose in that way. If you've been bottling things up for a long time, if it's been a while, maybe you need to do some aromatherapy, smell some nice candles, get a nice sexy candle, some incense, some essential oils, spray some lavender on your bed, help you sleep, it'll help you de-stress, take a bath in some chamomile. There's all sorts of different things you could do here. Maybe this is just saying use some essential oils as your perfume on the inside of your wrist, so you can smell it throughout the day and think, wow, that smells beautiful, I smell beautiful, life is beautiful, right? So yeah, have some good sex. Do some aromatherapy. Maybe it'll help you. And soulmate, wow, you have a wonderful reading here. If you're not in a relationship, I see somebody coming towards you, and this could be in the month of August. Maybe someone will become, apparent to you. Maybe someone will appear on your radar this month. Maybe it's just this, a soulmate could be a friend, a soulmate could be family, but it could be romantic. I like to focus on romantic soulmates. And yeah, maybe you have someone romantic that you need to take advantage of, not in a bad way, but in a good way, like take advantage of your wonderful person you have. Don't be quiet about things. If you want to talk something out, talk it out with them. If you are needing a little bit of physical distraction, that's okay. People love to hear that most of the time. Maybe not always, I suppose, but most of the time people love to hear like, hey, can you can you touch me or do this or do that, right? Dot. So then also your Moon Witch card here, your last card, is Sekhmet. I'm not entirely sure. Sekhmet, maybe. Courage, truth, shadow work. Oh my goodness. So just about every pile has gotten something alluding to shadow work. I think this next cycle, this next month, is just very important for people to evaluate who they are, what they do, what they want to be, and what it looks like to be that person, what they need to do to be that person. I think you're on the right track. You're on your way to becoming this person who trusts their intuition and is abundant. You're in union, you're happy, it goes beyond happy. You're satisfied, you're not just, oh, I'm happy. You're like, yes, this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm in my place. Like, this is where the puzzle piece goes, and it's right smack dab in the middle. If you'll notice the Lover's card there. And again, the King of Pentacles could be you. It could be your person. But you have wonderful things on the way, and you're being encouraged that energy's gaining momentum. You just need to trust the universe, trust your angels, trust yourself, your intuition, and let your fears dissolve. That's such a good card. Reflect and look at who you used to be and see how far you've come. See maybe where you still want to improve. Maybe you have gone through a lot, and this death, like I said, is the death of self. And you're looking back at your old self, and maybe these two cards, the Sun and Death, maybe it's you reflecting on the two yous, the new you and the old you. And one is, I don't love using color because obviously we don't live in the most wonderful times when it comes to things like colorism, but we have one white swan and one black swan, which just at the end of the day is two opposites, yin and yang. And so maybe you're completely different to who you used to be. Maybe sometimes you miss who you used to be. Excuse me, and it's like a distant memory. Oh, and we have the moon there in the back while we have the sun card here. And so maybe in a sense you are, your old you is the white swan, or even just you as the white swan looking at the black swan with the moon in the back. That's you missing the old you to some degree. Maybe you used to be more outgoing. Maybe you used to be more fearless, more brave, more excited about life, more inspired. And so you wonder these days what happened. And so perhaps August is you figuring out how to be you again. And Seven of Wands is you realizing I don't have to fight to be me because I've always been me. And that's why, that's how you come into union. That's why your person loves you. That's why you're going to be abundant, or why you attract abundance and abundant people. And I just want to remind you with that well card that you have so much depth. And if people don't take you seriously at first, or don't see all the way deep down inside of you and what you are and who you are at first, just know that you are that depth and you are the high priestess. You have a lot going on. People probably are jealous of you and your depth and your compassion and your intuitiveness, just how otherworldly you may seem even. And in August, maybe you realize this. Your advice is to travel the depths, to be the high priestess who goes intuitively and trusts their intuition. If you've been told, oh, you're dramatic, you have a feeling about that person, but what are you to decide who they are, what they are? But I don't hate people based on first meeting. I don't have ill intentions or negative feelings about everybody, but if you just have a strong feeling about somebody, trust your intuition. It doesn't really matter what everyone else wants to say. August could totally be you also realizing, well, man, see, I knew that situation was whatever it is. The Three of Wands, it's in your hands. You're looking for that final wand to get to the Four of Wands, to get to this this joining of two spirits, of two ideas, this united feeling, this union. And I see that happening, especially once the energy comes to a height, it seems. Well, pile number 4, I think this was a wonderful reading. I think that you have what you need within you, and you just need to trust yourself in the universe. And do your shadow work. Don't be afraid of it. This is going to be a very powerful time coming up if you're watching this right now, as I'm posting it. But even if you're not, perhaps make an effort to check out what transits you're going to be dealing with, because maybe this is a powerful time for you to manifest something, change your life, fix your partnership, relationships, friendships, anything. But I see a lot of positivity coming towards you in the month of August. I think the Death card is truly a shedding of the old you, and it's wonderful to move on. This could, like I said, be you starting a new school and just deciding you're a new confident person. You're not shy, you're not scared or insecure, whatever crutch might have been holding you back before from being the sun and being the high priestess, and not, making you not trust yourself. I see you moving on from it and realizing you've always been right where you need to be. Wherever you're trying to be and fight to stay, you're there. So stand in that power, Miss High Priestess, or Mr. Thank you so very much again for watching and listening. I hope that you found some clarity here. I hope that you join me again for a future reading. I hope to see you in the next one. Happy August. I hope you enjoy your month, and please let me know if any of this resonated with you. Bye-bye.